As far as just being a wife, I wouldn't even say that it's nothing that I'm doing as far as like practicing for that. Some things I've just
so as an educated woman, as an intelligent woman, you expect somebody to just hire you your potential, and you're supposed to do this on-the-job training.
Well, I mean, that's what training is for. So,
no, it's not. No, it's not. See, this is the funny thing about you ladies. The funny thing about you ladies is you expect the men to take that kind of risk. I'm going to marry you on your potential, but you don't date on potential. You date on security. That's a big reason why men under 30 aren't looking at you guys as wives, because they're like, what am I getting? I know how to deal with you now. I know how to date you and have sex with you. That's all that's required.
But I feel like also men under 30 don't want marriage.
But it doesn't matter. See, the problem isn't men under 30. The problem is you ladies aren't wise.
Black man, black or brown man, you get to a certain age, nobody care about you no more.
Right.
Nobody cares.
Right.
If it ain't your family, nobody in the world cares that you succeed or that you're happy, or that you're healthy, or you're any of them things, right? So you have to do that yourself. You have to set yourself up.
If you want to be wealthy and happy the rest of your life, just learn this lesson well. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. See, it's not what you get by tricks. It's not what you get by demand. It's what you get by performance that counts. Performance comes from inside, not outside.
Women have to understand this. Y'all are hard-headed, and women don't listen. Sometimes.
It's a very likewise statement.
He ain't lying. Well, a lot of majority of them, they ain't trying to listen. Well, they'll listen to a certain individual. It depends on the subject matter as well. You feel me?
From a man saying the hard-headedness, I'm just saying that's a very likewise statement.
No, but it does not matter. What I'm trying to say is, she had 8 failed relationships. You're not gonna sit here and convince me that it was not a safe space and guys don't like to talk. No, they're talking, she's not being receptive, right? Everybody talks in different ways. If you have 8 failed relationships, you don't know how to listen, you do not know how to take direction, and direction is not like, I don't want to put that in a submissive aspect, but taking direction, like maybe.
You got 8 failed relationships, you don't know how to do nothing right. You shouldn't be giving no advice on nothing but how to fail at a relationship. You should write an instruction manual on how to fail. That should be your sole purpose. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? You need to just do this just this way, so then that way you get further in your life. And guess what? Maybe she doesn't listen in that regard. Hey, if you want for me and you to be better, I need you to do this so then I can give you that. Maybe she's not listening in that regard. But women tend to not listen. The ones that I believe jump from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship is because she doesn't listen to anybody. And as a man, we are supposed to be the provider and we're supposed to be the leader. But if you're not allowing him to lead because you're just not listening, then it's gonna cause confrontations, which is eventually nobody's gonna want it.
I have a question.
I completely understand what you're saying. I just disagree with that.
Men, and I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
And I know we have different perspectives on this, but do you feel like men, in general, when you take a mental account of you and of your friends, do you feel like men in general walk on eggshells, try to avoid fights, try to avoid confrontation?
No.
Wait, just hold on. Try to avoid.
You're not even a man.
Try to avoid confrontation, like this, that, and the other? Or are they direct, comprehensive, succinct, and clear on whatever their issues are?
All of my friends, every one of them, and I have a strong group of friends, but I'm also going to say that my friends are pretty much successful in all of the things that they did. And being successful, actually, in one thing, is the same requirements in all of them. So yes, they are direct. Yes, they voice their opinion. Yes, they're comprehensive. They had to teach me to be open-minded, to also be receptive to listen on the feedback. All of us do. When Oliver, for example, no offense, Oliver would never fit in my circle of friends. He would never fit in my circle of friends because the way that we speak about our situations and the way that we address our situations is so left from him. Now, you asked me that question. Yes, we do give there would never be a friend in my phone that says, hey, yeah, I wanted to talk to my girl about this, but I don't feel like there was a safe space to speak about it. That doesn't exist.
Well, no. I wasn't talking about safe spaces. What I'm talking about is...
Well, I like the way he answered the question because he simply said, well, this type of individual is the type of individual that you are asking about. Now, I can't speak for all men, but in order for you to be this type of man, you have to be this type of way. So he didn't put every man in the same box or in the same category. You feel what I'm saying? He actually spoke about a group of men. Like every man he can't speak for everyone, but he said his group of men, his group of friends, because in order for them to be successful, you have to be this way. You feel what I'm saying? I like how he answered the question.
There are oftentimes men, they be like, yo, I don't want the headache, so I ain't even finna bring it up.
Because they don't feel
that's what I'm talking about. No, that's not a safe space.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Think about it.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and I get what he's saying, but
you gotta feel comfortable. What am I saying?
Okay, so what
they avoid the headache because they don't want to feel comfortable because they're gonna argue.
It's not about.
So why would you just said that? Conflict. You just said that the guy don't want to talk because it's gonna be what? What you just said?
There may be an argument.
So if he's thinking it's gonna be argument, that equates to I don't want the problem. This is not safe. This is not comfortable. I don't want to argue. I might hit her. I might bark at her. Like what I'm saying, he's avoiding because it can go super loud.
Y'all be dragging it. They don't like to express themselves. That's just what it is. But
it has to be a reason. It has to be a reason. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, if you are in your late 20s, early 30s, late 30s, and you're single, you are somehow toxic. There's something that's not working.
That's not true.
You've been dating since you were 16 years old. Like now you damn near 40 and you still single. There is something wrong with you.
That's
honestly speaking, when I hit 25, I was like, damn, there is something probably wrong. Maybe it's me being toxic.
Is this what I'm hearing?
Honestly, something is wrong. If you've been dating since you're 16 trying to find someone, you're almost 40, there's something you need to analyze and get it correct so you can stop messing it up. Come on now. Bro, you started when you were 16. And now you're 40 and you still failing, bro. What is wrong? You have to fix something. Like, come on, she was right about that.
Why? Men get married by the time they're in their late 20s, early 30s.
But toxicity isn't the only reason.
About age.
Okay, but I'm just saying, so you just being single out here for no reason.
Yes,
a man find a good woman, a woman find a good man, you just single and you're not
Some
toxic.
women don't want men. Some women don't want marriage.
Most women that I know that are in their late 20s, early 30s.
And are they successful and happy
they
in a relationship?
Successful in certain areas, but the relationship thing, I know why they're not successful because there's something
they're your
wrong
friends.
with them. And no, I don't know.
Because they're your friends.
I know there's men that I know. Okay, when you see a 40-year-old man that's not married, that never been married, never been in a serious relationship, you think there's something wrong with them?
Why can't he just choose to want to be single?
But like,
maybe you don't want to get married or something.
The benefits, the health benefits, like look. There's literally
benefits.
No, not health benefits. There's some loners, but then also there are, let's say, a woman is not fertile. And let's say like she's dating a man or whatever. And
he want kids. She gonna be single.
Then she gonna be single.
I get, but I'm not saying it's all people, but most people are like
what? Like they generalizing again. Like she said, if a woman can't be fertile and a man wants a kid to have, wants to have babies, well, in that case, she could find another man who don't want kids, like myself. My wife is not fertile, but I don't want kids, so it's a perfect match for her. I could die and not have kids, and I wouldn't be worried. Like, because I really, right now, I don't want any kids at all. So that was like the perfect match. So there is a match for her, you know what I'm saying? If you're unfertile, so the scenario, it really didn't match up. Like, it really didn't make any sense to me. For real, because they're, like I said, they're generalizing again.
There comes to a certain, like, where you want to balance with someone and you want to have that marriage with someone.
Let's redirect the conversation. Wait, I'm speaking. Let's redirect the conversation to talk about, are you too toxic to be in a relationship? Because we're going off on hella tangents right now.
I got the 8 reason why.
Okay. So here are some of the reasons that some people fail at their relationships, and with respect to toxicity. So we have lack of accountability. You want your partner to make you a better person. You have low emotional intelligence. I mentioned this earlier.
The safe space, Oliver.
There has to be a safe space to be emotionally.
Okay, back to it. This is a hot topic.
It really is.
Safe space, man. Come on, now we ain't talking about no safe space, bro. Like, ain't no safe space. If something bothering you as a man, you need to address it right then. You make the safe space. Ain't no well. I'll find out when we get into a place for me to address. No, you say it right then and right now. Don't be waiting and let stuff linger on. And then the problem gets stronger and stronger and stronger as long as you don't address it, it's gonna get stronger and stronger. So you better look at safe space, my butt. Come on now.
It's ready.
Thank you.
Finish up, Aaron.
Come on.
And I mentioned this earlier, you walk on eggshells. The relationship makes you feel drained. One of the parties is a hostile communicator. So this is this is what Oliver was pointing at earlier. One of the partners has controlling behaviors. And lastly, you're hypercritical. And I actually think hypercritical is something
I'm hypercritical. I am.
That I think we really need to talk about.
I got the.
That's an official
Can I
list?
add one too?
Yes.
And
you're on all 7.
Can I add one? Can I add one that's not on the list?
Oh boy.
That made me, with y'all speaking, made me pick this up. You're toxic because you have a toxic group of friends outside your relationship.
I don't have no friends.
Not you.
You're my friend.
You said Danny. You said
You're my
friend.
friend.
You said that the people.
Yeah.
Danny's their
Birds of a
friend.
feather flock together. I agree.
Yeah, or not.
Yeah, you're the company you keep.
Let's
Let's put it out there.
All went to school, right? So now we're looking at marriages. Is there any marriages that's happening? No, there's a lot of baby mothers that's not married, that are in a single relationship, raising a single child. So there is a lot of toxic people out there.
Single child?
Like, so yeah, a lot of parents are, a lot of women are single parents, right? No, let's talk about it. There's no marriages, or you see, or you want to come to my baby shower, or you want to come to my baby shower. Where's the wedding? Or we're not together though. So why do you think a lot of people are not together right now?
Hold up.
We live in a toxic world right now. You like it or you don't like it? This is a toxic. 2021 is toxic as hell.
I want
That's
us
why
to
there's no
address
marriages.
the 8
That's why
though.
there's no serious relationship. But you could call it what you want. But I know I'm real and I know what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, I hear you, but let's stick to the list.
It is
right?
the list.
It
is the list.
Because, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, after we talked about the story, now we have to share how we identified the 8, and now how can we get out of that? We need a healing process, right? After we just the 8, what do we do now?
Honestly, I think the number one thing a person has to do is be self-aware.
I was just gonna say,
like,
start with
if
number
you,
one.
like, the only way you can take accountability for your actions is being.
But that's very important. That is one of the biggest killers of relationships is not being self-aware, man. We have to sometimes be able to look ourselves in the mirror and be like, all right, was I wrong? And can I, you know what I'm saying, take accountability for that? That one thing could help your relationship so much. That's one thing that I practice, and it takes a strong character person to actually do that. And I know every time me and my wife get into a scuffle, I made it a habit for me to think to myself, okay, was I wrong? If I was wrong, I immediately apologize. Immediately. So I always take to myself, any situation happen, I always think to myself, okay, now was I wrong? And be brutally honest with myself. And if 2 people can come together and do that, you can have a long-lasting relationship. And my wife actually does the same thing. She apologizes as well. And she actually, I say actually twice, I don't like that, but she learned it from me. Because she saw me do it, and then she automatically started to go into the groove of doing the same thing. So when she felt like she was wrong, she apologized as well. So if you can get 2 people to come together to do that, you can have a long relationship.
Aware of the bullshit you want.
I agree.
You know, and you can't have you can't have B without A. I'm sorry. Like, there's literally no way for you to not be cognizant of the bullshit you're doing and still call yourself accountable. You know, everybody has a journey. You know, no one's gonna make it happen overnight, but you gotta start somewhere. And you have to take accountability and quit blaming other people.
Yeah, but
Real
you
talk.
know, sometimes too, right? And that kind of like is a very, if I had to take all of them, I could put all of them into that, right? Which I'm not gonna disagree. But now like the problem is when you put something at a very general topic, right? Some people are gonna say, well, how do you address, for example, there's some women or men who grow up without a dad and now are traumatized from whatever experiences that they had to go through. So it's like, well, guess what? It's not the fact that they're actually bad in the relationships. It's just the fact that their upbringing is something that is hindering them. So like, what are something that we can do, or what's something that we can say?
I just said it. You have to be aware.
No, but Rico's saying he may not be aware.
But that's
I get it.
You gotta get specific.
Listen, one thing.
When you go to AA, anybody ever been to AA, Drug Dealers Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, or whatever, the first thing you have to do is admit you have a problem. You have to admit you are the problem. You have to admit the bullshit that you want. No, stop it. No,
hold on 1 second.
Listen, you literally, you cannot.
I'm gonna tell you why.
You cannot come up with a solution until you identify the problem.
Aaron,
What's next?
Hold on.
What's next, Aaron?
You have to identify the problem.
What's next?
After you identify the problem, you mean?
What's next?
Then you either go to counseling, you talk to your mama, like whoever you have the issues with, you figure out what led to that problem. But you can't start unless you know what the problem is. Like you have to know what the problem is.
I get that, but what I'm trying to say is the problem, knowing the problem, you know how many people know they have a problem but don't know how to address their problem? That's what I'm speaking. You're speaking from...
No. Don't know how to address and don't seek out ways to address are two different things.
Okay, who cares? It's two things that happen after knowing the problem. I can have a problem like, yo, listen, I drink too much and I know I drink too much. More likely than not, people are honestly real with their problems with themselves.
No.
Yes, they are. They just ignore it. Right? It's like, yo, I know I'm a toxic, hostile communicator. Let's just say this, right? And I'm like, well, I know it. It's not that I don't know it. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do next. So this is what I'm asking. I don't need a blanket statement. Nobody needs a blanket statement. What's next? If I have 8 failed relationships, I know that I'm the problem. How do I fix my problem?
I went to get my hair done, and we started talking about relationship and what are you doing or whatever. And while it was brought to my attention, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just toxic. And she said, oh, maybe you just got the wrong opponent. You gotta know when you dating, you gotta, like, some people date the wrong person. Just like Alan said, you know, you wanna go on parties. Some partner just wanna party with their woman. And that's fine with him because y'all gonna party together. Some partner just wanna stay home. But like sometimes you get with somebody, you know you like to go out, but he like to stay in. That's gonna become toxic because he's not gonna watch you go out every night when he stay home. A lot of times we try to make things work, you know, and it's gonna become toxic eventually because y'all doesn't match each other energy. Y'all believe in different things. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on real quick.
Hold on. Let me tell you something about that one situation, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
At first, you guys are just not compatible.
Yeah.
Right? You guys aren't compatible. You guys like two different things. But if you going to continue a relationship knowing that he's this way, but you being you, gonna continue being the way you are because you don't give a fuck what he likes or you don't give a fuck what he's doing, you're the toxic one now. You messing with him. You doing things that you know he doesn't like. He'd rather you stay inside. Maybe it doesn't have to be all the time that you have to stop doing what you're doing. But if you're going to be like, you know, I don't really give a fuck about this relationship or what he's doing. Not to say that you don't care about the relationship, but you don't care about
how he feels.
You know, mending something or... You know what I'm trying to say?
Curbing your activities.
Curbing your activities for the sake of your relationship, and you're just gonna do whatever the fuck you want to do, like just because. Then you're toxic.
Wait. Hold up, Danny. Hold up. So I think y'all missed it. What Rico and Alan is saying.
100%.
Some people just don't know that they are doing fucked up things. So what we're trying to get to is how do we wake up? No, Rico said, hold up. Rico and Alan said that like some people just comfortable in their ways, right? And what's next? That's what it is. What's next? And there are some people that don't realize they are being toxic. They don't realize they're harming people. So how do we wake them up and get to the what's next?
Personally,
so what I'm saying, no, yes they do because there's times.
I don't think it goes over someone's head.
Hold on, I'll let y'all speak, please. I'm gonna use me. There were times I didn't realize I was bringing the same behavior and doing the same thing. So for Rico, it's he picked up a book. For me, it took me wanting to listen to all these women. Like Rico said, the common denominator, I kept going, and it's like you get shot by a gun, right? And a bullet, you running, adrenaline. I'm adrenaline of toxicity. And then I stopped, and I was like, oh shit, I did this. My blood has been dripping the whole time. So what I did was listen. And then with that information, I took it and I chose to be a better person. It is a choice. So sometimes you don't realize that you're creating this space of toxicity.
So I disagree with that. I don't think people realize the cycle that they're trapped in, but I do feel like people create this security blanket. Their whole victim. No, you can't. There's this whole victim complex.
It's not a victim. I just told you.
No, there is a victim. I said there is a victim complex that people hold within themselves to enable their toxic behavior because it is their defense mechanism. Like just what you said. Like some men don't want to open up during arguments or whatever because they feel like it's not a safe space. Then again, if you were really solid within yourself and just within your emotions and what you're feeling, you're willing, you're able and capable of creating that safe space.
How can they get there?
Wait.
Because you put it there. Because you are big, bad, and strong enough to tell this person, even if they disagree about it, yo, this is my truth.
So easy.
It is so easy. Just like how we're talking right now. Someone can really tell you real shit.
I'm gonna speak to you one-on-one. When I was your age, I thought the same way. And I'm not saying that as a belittling thing. When I was your age, I was the worst version of myself.
Can we say, like, what's our age gap here?
I'm 36.
Well, when I was 20.
36?
I'm 36.
Guys, stop. Everybody stop. Everybody gotta talk one at a time. Seriously.
Alright, man. Tell me what y'all think about that video in the comments, man. I wish I could have watched the rest, see what point he was trying to make, but y'all tell me what y'all think about the video in the comments. It was some good info in there, for real, man. Yeah, see you guys next video. Hey, and remember this. Hey, be safe out there, kings. Let's get it.